Ready?
I have no idea.
Just make me sound pretty. Now the clouds may hover over, here's a bright and golden rain. It's the promise that in heaven wash away all tears away. No more sorrow, no more weeping, peace and joy every day. For beside life's crystal river, wash away all tears away. When we reach that place of land where there is love everlasting day, oh, the bright eternal morning, wash away all tears away. When we reach that place of land where there is love everlasting day, oh, the bright eternal morning, wash away all tears away. Wash away all tears away.
Hi, this is Milton, and this is Tucson Loves Music backstage at Stageworks. And before we get started, I just want to thank Paul and Kathy from Tucson Loves Music for providing us with this opportunity to showcase our local music talent. And
Thank you, Milton.
Stageworks, Pro Sound and Audio at 4500 East Speedway Boulevard, Suite 70. Thank you very much. And this week, I am just absolutely thrilled to have
Common
Crossroads.
Uncommon Crossroads.
What did I get?
I thought that was a really cool name when I first started this band, and I didn't know anything about naming bands. It is Uncommon Crossroads. Neither of those are difficult words. However, everybody gets it wrong. They're like, Uncommon Crosswords? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, a lot of people put the G in your name. And I'm not going to put the G in your
I
name.
am not going to pronounce all the different renditions I've heard of my last name. It's Montagnini. It's spelled Montagnini.
And she is the singer-songwriter, rhythm guitarist, band manager, promoter, businesswoman, mentor, and mom of many.
I'm feeling very impressed with myself right now. I'm Maria Montagnini. And this is Milton.
And her music blends Americana, folk, alt country, outlaw country, southern rock, and Appalachian influences.
I love this.
She describes
Did you write this for me?
Yes, I
Good.
did. She describes herself as a writer first, with songwriting rooted in storytelling and lyric-driven narratives. Uncommon Crossroads has released the album Hills and Highways, along with many singles, and hopefully we're going to hear some of them today, including Jeremiah, Muddy River, The Devil You Know, River of Gold, and the classic Folsom Prison Blues.
Milton,
And-
you know my rap sheet better than I do.
And her band has built a very strong following throughout southern Arizona and beyond. And joining us today is her bandmate, Jon Knepper. Thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And he has a incredibly diverse background, including
Almost nothing in music, but yeah.
including serving in our armed services as a Marine. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your service. You play the banjo, and your music is largely influenced by old-time folk and bluegrass music. You're also a welder, mechanic, a cowboy, and a whiskey distiller.
I was like, don't forget the distiller part.
No.
It's all true. I did. I drove a stagecoach in Tombstone for a few years, yeah.
Well, welcome. So the first question I have for you is, your songs often feel like short films. When you're writing, do you see the stories unfolding in your mind before you hear the melody?
I loved that question because I was like, how did you know, actually? So I kind of like movies and shows a lot. And sometimes when I'm writing a song, it's like I see the music video to it. Not that I've ever made one yet, but I see it all. And it almost makes it easier to write to the imagery or the music or the cinematography that I see. I think Muddy River's a really good example of that. I don't think I've ever been around flooding rivers that were that bad, but I saw it all in my head, in my mind. And that's why I refused to make a music video for that one until I'm like, I need a big ass river and I need it to look exactly like I saw it in my head. Otherwise, we're not doing this.
If someone listened to one song of yours, how would they understand you as an artist?
I love your questions. I don't know if I can say one song, but I think what fascinates me about life and how it translates into how I write music is the dark and the light, the complexity, the contrast, beauty in the midst of suffering and sorrow. I think that's always been a theme in my own life. I found myself, when I started writing, realizing I had a lot of hard things to say. So I would disguise it in happy melodies, and that's kind of how I think about bluegrass. And that's honestly one of the main reasons why I love bluegrass and folk music, because it's simple melodies. Sometimes it's happy melodies, and then at the end of the song, you're like, oh my God, he killed her. What the hell are we singing about here? But you don't pick up on it because you're listening to two things. There's the words, there's the story, and then there's the melody. And I think that sort of illustrates what life is like, in the sense that it's not one thing or the other. It's not all sad and it's not all happy. It's not all painful and it's not all joyful. It's a perfect mixture of the two of them. Where Jeremiah came from was the fact that I've thought Western music. I live here in Arizona. I'm originally from Ohio, so my background is more bluegrass folk, but the Southwestern version, as I see it, of the same genre of music is old Western music. And a big thing that you'll see is like songs like Big Iron, Ghost Riders in the Sky, Streets of Laredo. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to live in the Southwest and like this time period of music, I should probably write something. But the problem is I've always been this awkward homeschooler that liked music that nobody else was interested in. So I wrote this song. I was like, it's got to be different. I cannot copy Big Iron. But I'm like, shit, every way that you have killed a man in the West has already been written about. What do I write about? So part of being an awkward homeschooler is I read a lot of the Old Testament. I know those terrible stories from there. So I was like, I got a story. So I pulled all of this together and I'm like, we'll just write a fictional story. And you know how you were talking about how you have a movie track playing in your mind? There Will Be Blood. For some reason, that came to my mind when I was imagining the preacher in this song. So I was like, okay, just feel it, see it, write it.
He was a yellow-headed preacher, couldn't read but he could pray. Walked up that dusty road into our small town one dark day. He walked into the poorhouse, told those girls to pray, said
I got really excited. That's how Jeremiah started.
Let me turn to John over here. So you have you served in the armed services. You've lived all over the world, and now you are living in Tucson. You say you just bought your first house. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you pick this band?
I didn't necessarily pick this band. I just somehow fell into it by chance. I have extremely talented musical friends, and I go to see them off whenever I get a chance. PJ Bidwell, who is from here in Tucson, so he does this thing once a month or so called like Arizona
Acoustic Songwriters.
Acoustic Songwriters, yeah. One reason or another, Maria happened to be there, so PJ told her that I was a banjo player and she should go sit next to me. And we got talking and smoking cigarettes outside and decided to play a couple tunes together at some point.
So where does your musical influences come from? Because I saw you tuning up with a very, very old banjo.
Yeah, the instrument that I have right now is made in about 1880 by Thompson and Odell. It's got a skin head on it rather than a plastic head like most modern bluegrass banjos do. And the banjo goes, most people think that the banjo is like a bluegrass instrument, or they think before that it was an Irish instrument. When you trace its history back, it's actually an African instrument. And that got brought over to America during the Atlantic slave trade. That's when it got brought over. So it got brought into the American South, and that's where it got integrated into Southern music. It got brought into the Appalachian Mountains, where there was a lot of Scotch-Irish immigrants that were coming from Philadelphia and Pennsylvania to escape the persecution they were receiving in those cities. And those two cultures mixed together. The banjo became part of the Scotch-Irish music, and that's the whole Americana thing, you know what I mean? So the banjo became what it's known for today because it was brought into those mountains. Dad is 83-4. The lapdog hanging
Has there ever been a song that you wrote that was emotionally difficult to release because it revealed too much about yourself?
Yes, all of the ones I haven't released. Oh no, I can give you a better answer. But a lot of the music why I started writing was because I was horribly depressed and alone, and I needed a way of speaking things that I couldn't tell anybody. So yes, the songs that I've written the best are probably very introspective. And when I released, I released a solo album early this year. It's called Between the Lies, play on Between the Lines. You get that? I tried to be brave enough to put out the songs that I'd been told not to sing, that I don't feel comfortable playing in public, not because I'm uncomfortable with the song or the message. It's really personal, and I'm like, I'm playing in bars. If you're not going to appreciate this, I don't feel like ruining the vibe, or I don't feel like putting that part of me out there. So I was like, all right. But the times I have played these songs on events like Acoustic Songwriters with PJ Bidwell, like you brought up, I'll play songs like that because people are there to hear songwriters and their stories. So yes, Between the Lies by Maria Montagnini on Spotify and everywhere else. That is a whole album's worth of songs that I wrote or I covered because they mean something to me very deeply and personally. It's kind of telling the story of secrets, and I'm talking between the lines. It's the audience. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity to come and share our music. I'm Maria Montagnini. Uncommon Crossroads is our band. I'm joined with my good friend and bandmate Jon Knepper today, and it's been a wonderful pleasure playing for Tucson Loves Music at Stageworks.
Hey, that was Uncommon Crossroads at Tucson Loves Music backstage at Stageworks. Thank you guys so much. If you like what we do, like, subscribe, follow, share, and all those social media things. But most important, please support local music, and we will see you next week.